one of the benefits of libertarianism is that it promotes liberty. It promotes prosperity. It promotes human life, right? Yes, you can come up with weird cases. There's somebody else on our screen. Oh, Deirdre. Hey.
Yes, she's our next speaker here.
Oh, I'm going past my time.
No, you're
Thank
not.
God.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
I say thank God because he's asking me tough questions. I want to get out of here. So I would just say that if you come up with these anomalies that show a divergence between libertarianism and utilitarianism, yes, there are such. And I go with utilitarianism. I don't want the whole world blown up. Sue me. I'm willing to give up liberty to save the whole world.
All right, sounds good.
But look at how weird they have to go to undermine liberty. They have to come up with Martians who not only want me to kill Hayek, but they don't want me to be executed for killing Hayek. Namely, they say that if you violate liberty, we're blowing up the world. Okay, so I don't want to blow up the world. I have a lot of friends here, including Deirdre and including you. I'd better get off because I don't want to take up Deirdre's time.
No. I'm not on for another 15 minutes, dear.
Oh, okay.
So
well,
carry on.
I think I've answered the last question. This was a doozy. But that would be my answer. Yes, it's okay for us to stop the Sudetenland Germans from strengthening Nazism. That secession is a great thing, but not always. And so is the non-aggression principle a great thing. But here I am killing Hayek. So how good could the NAP be? Right? It's not the be-all and end-all because there are things that are more important. But by gum and by golly, without these weirdo cases, I think libertarianism is by far the best philosophy imaginable.
I completely agree.
Sounds good.
I mean, some kind of old-fashioned liberals, my friend Alberto Mingardi, for example, is a little suspicious of helping Ukraine. And I say, no, we should help Ukraine because it's a defense of the liberal idea. Now, of course, if after the war, after they've defeated the Russians, as I think they will, they then turn fascist, I'll be very unhappy.
Well, Deirdre, I hate to disagree with you, but I must. I think that what should have happened in 1991 when the USSR fell apart and the Warsaw Pact ended, I think that NATO should have ended. And it should have been end of the Cold War. And what they did is they promised that there would be no eastward movement of NATO.
Yeah, and then they violated.
And they keep moving eastward, and now they're right on. Now look, take the case of the Russians when they put nuclear weapons in Cuba.
In Cuba, yeah.
It's very, very similar. The U.S. was upset.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I agree with you. I can understand that we made mistakes in the 90s, that's for sure. And I think you're right. Maybe we should have disbanded NATO.
Oh, absolutely.
But there are these bureaucratic interests that all of us know are very hard to turn around. And so I suppose we were in a second or third best or fourth best.
Yeah, but I'm sort of a fan of Russia in the Ukraine war. I mean, I regret
You are?
that. Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Because Russia was the victim. Because they keep moving eastward. Look,
I understand it, but from a sort of realpolitik point of view, I understand what you're saying. But from a liberty point of view, I think you and I agree that Putin is a danger and a bad man.
No, I'm pro Putin.
You don't think so? Oh boy, you're way out there then.
Well,
I mean, you always are, so that's good.
I
always say if Walter didn't exist, we'd have to construct him.
Well, this is very similar to what J.W. was asking me about Ron Paul and Murray Rothbard disagreeing on abortion. And what I was saying is these are very complicated issues, and we're pretty smart. We're probably smarter than a lot of people, but we're just struggling. And Deirdre and I start with the same premises, just like Ron Paul and Murray Rothbard start with the same premises, and come out on opposite points of view. And You know what we should do, Deirdre? We should co-author an article.
I know. But I'm so, I, from a rhetorical point of view, I'm worried because you're so logical that I'll come out looking like an idiot.
Oh no, I don't think so.
This is what opponents of Milton Friedman will always say, that they would never want to debate with him, which was terrible. They should have debated with him. Not that he's wrong, but for intellectual honesty, they should. But no, I think if we were to, from what I just heard from you, I would think we could find a lot of common ground on the point of not committing a suicide pact with the non-aggression principle, for instance, right? We don't want to blow up the world.
Absolutely not. No.
Even though it might, allowing the world to be blown up might satisfy some axiom. Well,
Right. The axiom has got to go. Well,
intellectual consistency is not the only intellectual virtue.
Right. The hobgoblin of little minds, they say.
Exactly. Yeah. So how are you, dear?
Oh, good. Hanging in there, still teaching. They're still trying to get rid of me on
Well, I'm going to move to Cato. Are you aware of that? Next week, I'm going to be in Cato. I've got a job at Cato.
Wonderful.
It's starting on February 1st. I'm moving to an apartment right next door to Cato. So my commute is about 40 feet.
Great. Well, you're going to libertarianize them.
That's right. Well, yeah, I understand your point.
Yeah, they're the Beltway libertarians.
I know your views.
They're not as kosher as they could be.
Well, but your people down in Alabama, sometimes they go crazy. For this book that I'm working on Christianity and liberty, I'm discovering the views of, who is that guy in Alabama at the Mises Institute who was a Christian and wanted theocracy? What was his name?
Oh yes. Oh,
This is
yeah.
Gary North you're referencing?
Gary North.
Yeah.
And gee whiz.
That's a little weak.
No, thank you.
No, that I disagreed with him on that. But if you're going to have a litmus test that you must agree on everything 100%.
No, that's not going to work.
That's not going to work.
I mean, I like vanilla ice cream, and if you don't agree with me, I'm not going to be your friend.
Right. No, that's
ridiculous.
I think Gary North made very important contributions, but not on.
I do too. Yeah, that's right.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
But I will regard you as one of the most libertarian people at Cato. Going in.
Okay, I'll see. I'll see if that's true.
Give them my regards.
Thank you, dear.
Take care. I'm going to get off.
Okay, my love.
Bye.
Ciao. Bye-bye.